Hey guys, I'm out on the trap line, but not trapping because season has ended. I missed the last week because I had to travel, but my trapping buddy Todd definitely kept things going, and I'll put some pictures up of all the beavers he got in the last week. It was definitely a hot week. I'm actually just out here collecting my cameras, if I can find them. Todd got one for me, and I know I have one more out here somewhere, and then we'll take a look at what kind of action we might have got on film while Todd was trapping, and in some spots where there weren't any traps, just to see what's going by. And hey, thanks for following along. Doing some errands this morning. Hey, I just wanted to let you know those last two cameras that I had out where Todd and I were trapping, they caught a little bit. We got a great blue heron walking through. I think I got some ducks. There was another deer sniffing the camera. And unfortunately, you remember that large sort of ancient caster mound? That camera, the battery died. So we just got like 6 images, and here's the one of one big beaver on top of the mound. Boy, I wish that we had gotten the footage from video on that one, because it would have been really cool just to, you know, watch them marking the mound. And there was a trap set there the whole time too, and I think Todd said it was popped off a few times, so it would have been nice to learn, you know, exactly where a better placement might have been. Although I think Todd got like 7 beavers out of there in the last week, so that's not too bad. Just about a beaver a day, I guess. Went to the fur sale, and we're gonna move on to that next. What is it? Friday morning, April 21st. This is the day the Groenwold Fur and Wool Company comes to town to buy furs. So I have all my furs loaded up in the truck here, just like they want them, in the taco shape. These are furs which are green, so they're not fleshed and dried. They're just folded in half and frozen. See, hard as a rock, just came out of the freezer. And I have 17. These are my bigger ones. These are sort of my medium and smaller. And let's see if we get that in the picture. And then over here in the box are my trapping buddy Todd's furs, and we're gonna weigh off the casters right now. So it looks like I have 31 point, just about 2 pounds. So last I saw that 2 pounds of dried caster was $25 a pound, so there should be 50 bucks in casters. And Todd's got his bag here. I don't know, let's see what Todd's weighs. So tear this out to 0, and Todd's are, he's got about 10 ounces, 10 and a half. So we'll see what they say. Hey everybody, we made it over here to the pickup for Groenwold fur, and Mike here just spied me out. He's a fur trapper. How long you been trapping?
About 40 years.
Okay, wow. And you said that you are going to get next to you, so we're both in this. You said that this will be your first time selling here at the truck.
First time to Groenwold, yes.
Yeah. So how did you hear about it?
I've heard of it a couple years ago. I heard people selling to them, and I heard, you know, on YouTube also. I watched some of their videos of selling to in other states.
Yeah, Iowa, right? He seems to always be in Iowa.
I watched them last week. They were down in Georgia and North Carolina like a week ago. So
okay. What was the last price you saw on beaver?
I saw, like, for some of the big ones, I saw them give $40 for some of the real big ones.
Wow.
20, 25, 20, 15, all different size prices.
Yeah, so what did you, how'd you do this year in your season?
Good. 31 beavers.
Nice.
2 otters. 70 rats. 20 mink.
Wow, you're really out there.
8 fishers. Some coyotes. Some
oh my
fox,
God,
some
I'm next to a
blues.
pro here. You put a lot of time into it. Huh?
Yeah, I work a full-time job too. So.
Yeah. Wow, that's great. Yeah. So so now we're both here at the truck. Now, did you sell already to the auction?
I did sell some. I sent some to fur harvesters. I do every year with my stuff that was all put up and everything. I sent last week, and just wait for the results back from that. And I had stuff left over that I did not get put up, so I want to get it out of storage, so I'll try this for the first time.
Yeah, nice. So I wonder, I have been seeing that the fleshed and dried beaver, they're giving the same money they are for green beaver.
I noticed that too on Groenwold, stayed the same for the big dried beavers as they did for the green stuff. So.
Yeah, so you did you just like stop fleshing and drying because of that, or?
I just ran out of time. I did send some beavers up that were dried to fur harvesters with my other stuff, but I still have a bunch of beavers left over. So
yeah, if you fleshed and dried a really nice big beaver, you might get more money at the auction.
Possibly. Possibly. Like I said, well, I think a lot of the beavers that they're buying just by size, they're going for a sheared beaver for the hat market. So.
Yeah. So they don't
want the underwool inside.
Yep. Yeah, I would show that to my viewers, the underwool, and they're not even worried about any damage really. They're just buying it up. So, did you get any cats or coyotes or bother with it?
I caught 4 coyotes, no cats, some red fox, gray fox, a little bit of everything.
Nice. And where's your trapping area?
Ulster County, New York. I live in the Accord area.
Yeah, are you familiar with Mark Sharpencare?
Yes,
Yeah.
I do know Mark very well.
I'm going to take his class this coming fall, but he's sort of been a little bit of a mentor for the last few years for me. One of the big trappers in our area, and he's bringing in Jeff Dunlap and Haggerty and these guys to teach a class in the fall.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, because it does seem like there's not all that many of us around. I mean, Mike just saw me sort of open my truck and he started walking over and like, hey, you're here for the fur sale? Like, I was curious to see if there was going to be a line here or there's just going to be a couple guys. What keeps you trapping?
I've been doing it since I started trapping actually before I started hunting, and it's like Christmas Day. You never know what you're gonna get.
Yeah, you just love that part.
I just like the idea that you're putting something out there and you're bringing an animal and you're trying to put them in that spot to catch it.
Yeah, trying to get them to step in that one little, 4 square inch or less spot, and really studying the animals and
the variety of the species that you can catch, and the different techniques to use to catch different animals and stuff.
It's amazing, right? Yeah, it really hooks you, doesn't it?
Yes.
And I came up with this acronym for trappers. I call it SNOR, Trapper SNOR. So and this is SSNORR, we support sustainable, natural, organic, and renewable resource. That's what we're doing, folks. A lot of people don't realize it, and I'm doing it right now. We think that plastic drinking bottles are like the bad thing for the world, but it's actually clothing. So right now, I just heard the latest report, 70% of our clothes are plastic. There's so much microplastic in clothing that it's choking up the rivers and who knows what else. The little microplastic are vectors to bring other diseases into the fish and the animals. So, hey, Mike and I and the rest of us, we're not gonna solve this problem with trapping, but we got an emergency going on. But what we are doing is putting a little bit more natural fiber into the world, and like Mike said, these beaver are being used for hats. What are your other critters being used for, you think?
Well, a lot of it goes overseas. I don't know what they use it for, but you got to keep the populations in check. You're helping the animals out by keeping the numbers where they're supposed to be.
Yep, and their carrying capacity, right?
That's it. Keeping disease down.
Yep. We're not going to eradicate any species. Think about it right now. It's spring, right? We're not trapping anymore. The season's over. They're out there reproducing right now. There's coyote pups being born right now. And I know some guys, like on game farms, they're part of, they try to eradicate the coyote in an area for a hunting farm or something. And man, even doing that is just, I don't know if it's really doable.
It's impossible.
It's just like, it's just, they live naturally, and we're able to help them out and get some of these furs into clothing. and it's organic, and it's just going to go back into the earth and not cause problems in the history of the world. So that's another cool thing. Thanks so much for talking to me, Mike. I'm Trapper Dan.
I'm Mike. How you doing?
And Mike and I are probably going to exchange some. I'd love to come visit you on your Trapline sometime next year if you'd like,
that'd be good.
and you know, see what's going in your area. So let's hope we make some money today.
That's it.
Yeah. First name Bud. Yeah. Last name Bud. First name Dan.
A lot of work right there, bro.
And do you have your ID number? Your Trapper ID?
Yeah, I'll get it out.
I usually like to thin them out for the turkeys and everything else. But, you know, for me it's more than just money. Because I'm a turkey hunter and everything else. Didn't catch my first fish here this year though. Did you? But decided, because it was my first one, I decided to get it mounted. Yep. Nice. So,
Where are you at?
Anchor.
I don't know. I'll take one check, but I don't know if you can keep
But
it
yeah,
all.
it was my first fish here.
Had quite the exposure to record.
So you got a 30, 8 at 20, 5 at 3 at 10, and then these are going to be $5 each.
Okay.
Trapping all the dogs.
We got that on film, but I don't know what he said. 30, 20, 10s, a few 5s for the small ones.
I didn't know how many there were of each. But
Yeah.
I mean,
They
I
got
just trap everything.
17.
Yes, I usually sell.
Which stop are we today?
Which, what?
How many stops have you done?
I just do one.
Oh, this just one before us.
Kind of moved your territories a little bit. You go on the other side of the parkway and
Just chucking them in there.
go to my house sometimes, which is fine.
How many stops will you have?
Which is fine.
11, I think.
Yep.
Wow.
Not today. I got 5 today.
Thinking of getting a nuisance license though, so
Okay.
just mainly for the coyotes.
Heading north, right?
Because
North and
my
then
neighbors
along
say,
the other
hey,
side. Yeah.
Even though
On the
your
St.
doesn't allow
Lawrence.
you to shoot coyotes, you know, these turkey season, I'm getting a nuisance license just so that I can shoot them.
I don't know if you want this one
Wait,
rat,
can't-
green rat.
So a buck on it.
But you can trap them, right?
You gotta, once the season closes, you gotta prove that they're killing animals in order to
Caster.
Yep.
you know. I'm licensed, so I'm cable screen certified for beavers.
Oh, you're a cheater. You get the cable them, huh?
Like some states,
You're right at 2 pounds.
they just consider
Great,
coyotes
that's
as
what I had
nuisance.
too.
They allow you to
It's
do
at
whatever.
$10 a pound.
$10 now
all
for
it is,
drive?
yeah.
Oh, geez, went down since a couple
Yeah.
weeks ago, huh?
Yeah.
I thought it was 25.
The thing
It
is
was.
you can hunt them for.
That's because more beaver are coming in?
That's one of the factors, and they don't know how many more are going to be, but also it's demand. Because supply started.
You know, once the
Supply
season
wasn't
closes,
going up when the
just
prices
because you
started
got a
going
nuisance
down.
license
So,
doesn't
Well, I'm
mean
glad I
that you
kept
can
some
just
for
go
my
out
own
there
little-
so do you want this on a separate check? Wait,
Yeah, if you
did I
can.
get all the off the
You can.
table before?
You did,
I
yeah.
cleaned it. It's your first check.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
All right, the big whopping 261 bucks. So
I guess I was afraid of them making
that's what I tell my wife was my would have been my fee to the gym for staying in shape, and now I'm getting it back.
Good.
25. You got a 25, 3 at 20, 2 at 10, and a 5.
Okay.
And that's all for these, right?
Yep, and there's some caster shoes.
He didn't even look at it. He says this, John, you got it great. John's a great guy. I like him. Guys on the average.
These you have to drive these all the way back out west with you?
These will be back in Illinois Monday morning.
Monday morning.
I still
Half
got
a pound.
money after
Just
next
a hair over half a pound at 10.
Hair over half a pound for that.
Jesus Christ. You're never going to see that money until they get
That's
everything
everything,
straightened
Yep.
out. That's why he's buying.
Somehow I'm going to have to find a new stop here.
This place wrapped right up.
You're gonna find a new stop here?
Well, a better parking lot or something.
Yeah. You know what's good is the Hannaford. They always have the food bank trucks over there in the corner. It's usually plenty of room.
Yeah, but I don't know if they'll let me come in there.
Oh, they won't let you.
There you go.
Thank you, sir. Nice to meet you.
Thank
God
you.
bless.
Nice.
Was the first one to check in, so $261. Thought it'd be a little more, but that's all right. Caster went way down just from a couple weeks ago, but there is about, I don't know, maybe eight or nine other trappers here, so we'll put the camera on the truck and see what other stuff is coming in.
And then you have people shitting in there.
Let me check.
And then they're worried about COVID.
I just left the fur sale, and I have to say that was a lot more exciting than I thought it would be, mainly because I got to meet all the other trappers in my area, which I've never done, never known. I haven't been to any sort of event where all the trappers would show up. Very cool. The guy Mike that I interviewed had so many more interesting things to say, and it was very awkward to put the camera back on because there were a lot of other people around. So but some of the things that he was saying, and it was so great because it's kind of like what I appreciate capturing about trapping, is about how he wouldn't do it if it wasn't for preserving the heritage of trapping, and also how much fun he has. He is at the point where he is retiring probably next year, and he is going to be a full-time trapper, and he's only 20 minutes from me, so we made a little deal, and I'm gonna visit him on his line next season. So as this will be the last Trapline talk for 2023, I can say you could probably look forward to some exciting Trapline talk if I'm healthy and able, and especially going out with Mike. You heard the list of everything he caught. The one thing that he's never caught, I guess, in his life is bobcat. That's interesting, right? Because I really want to specialize in bobcat next year. And it just so happens he doesn't have cats in his area, which is surprising to me. There were other guys from the Catskills that did have cats. And I talked to Mike a lot about his property and over 40 years where he's able to trap, and he admitted that a lot of the property that he used to trap was bought by, well, frankly, he said city people. And they don't want hunting or trapping or anything on their property, so a lot of that land is locked off from him. So he ends up driving a lot more and spending more in gas to get to state land to trap. And he says it all basically works out as a loss in money. I mean, mainly he's never going to make enough money on all the furs to pay for all the gas to do all the trapping, but it's just the lifestyle that he wants. I saw one woman actually bringing furs, and I was going to interview her. I went up and asked if she would like to interview, but happens that she's not a trapper. She was bringing her boyfriend's furs in, but she did say she spent time on the line with him, but that she doesn't know anything and would prefer not to talk. I met a trapper from Connecticut, helped him unload his truck. He had really a huge, I want to say, I don't know, 60 to 80 beaver. I met a nuisance control trapper from my town who I never even knew. He knew of me. He knew that I was a trapper. Caught wind on the network, I guess, but I didn't know him, and he does gigantic numbers and knows most of the professional trappers around the country. Show you some clips of the truck here, and it was really cool to meet Mr. Groenwold. I told him he was kind of a celebrity since I've been watching him on YouTube. So we are going to have fun doing this whole thing again next season.